Welcome to In Good Company.
We are lucky to be here, and our guest was a pain in the ass getting here.
Who knew that buffalo cauliflower air wine was a fix-all?
Our guest today is Elsie Hewitt, and we're about to put her on blast. Welcome to In Good Company. Energy, more energy. More. Have you seen that video?
No.
You've never seen that video online? He's like, more energy, more energy.
Is it from Physical?
It might be.
Is he like in like a aerobic?
Well, people are using that audio on everything now. So like they'll be doing something in the kitchen.
I wonder if it's from Physical.
And they're like, more energy. It's great.
Rose Byrne has that aerobic show on Apple TV called Physical. I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that though.
And one of the main aerobic guys is also the guy from White Lotus season 1, the hotel manager.
The one that ends up being the guy.
Yeah.
The one that craps in the suitcase.
Yes.
That scene through, when he did that, I was like, that is such a weird way to get back at somebody.
When he craps in the suitcase, bro. Oh, man.
It was wild. I'm like, I can't believe you just did that. I can't believe they did it on a show too. Like having it on like having someone take a shit in a suitcase on a TV show is pretty ridiculous.
White Lotus is my favorite.
It was nuts.
It's got to be one of my favorite TV shows.
Okay, so last night we were hanging out. We had dinner till, I don't know, what time? 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I'm in bed.
And gelato, don't forget.
And gelato. Well, you had sorbet. Sorbet. And I'm like sitting at home and I get a call from you at, what time did you call me? You called me at like 12:30. And I got that text message with you two. And I was like, I thought like we just left. Like I went home and went straight to bed. And when I found out you went out after me, I had a little FOMO. I was like,
yeah. I
thought we were all going home. I thought we were done.
I was on my way home and then I got a call, come to Jones, which is always like the great place to get drinks at, and it's great energy. And I was like, okay.
So then you go, and then I get the photo, and then you call me after, and you're like, yo, I had to. And it reminded me, I think it's so important to be like a yes person. It's like when someone says, yo, meet me here, this would be good you should meet this person. I think those are like really important things to do, to be a yes person, compared to there's so many people that I'll talk to or I'll ask to go do things. And some of it is last minute when I invite people to do stuff, but then sometimes it's not. You give them like an hour heads up. But I think it's so important to be the yes person. So when you went out and then you told me why, I was like, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this year has been, for me, like, say yes to as many things I can say yes to. And I feel like before that, getting me to go anywhere after dinner, if it's not something I like absolutely need to be at, I was not going.
Yeah, but look how that's kind of manifested in your life when you've said yes to doing things. The people that you've met that have affected your life on a relationship level, personally, career-wise, like in all these ways, it's been pretty great, right?
I feel like I've been introduced to a new community of people.
And when you don't have that just kind of adventurous, spontaneous personality, I feel like it limits you.
Yeah, I mean, how do you change the status quo of your life if you're doing the same thing every day? How do you create any opportunity for like spontaneity?
So I think it's really important when you are invited out, you get that invitation. It's, I think, imperative for your growth to go do that.
Do you feel like people don't do that because of the amount of options they have, with the amount of apps we have, all the convenience?
Probably. The social media aspect of it and feeling like you're at something that you're not gives you a sense that you went to that thing, but you didn't get an experience, whether that be beneficial or bad for you. You didn't really experience that. So yeah, I think people say no to things, one, because they assume they know the outcome of what's going to happen. Oh, we're going to have a drink, it's going to be pretty boring, and then I'm going to come home and wish I didn't go at all. Which, to be honest, was both you and I like last year. I don't want to go to that. I know what's going to happen. We're going to get there, there's going to be a bunch of people, no one's going to actually talk to anyone because they're too cool, and then we're going to leave.
Yeah.
But that changes when the people you are around change. So like old crowd, that maybe would happen. There'd be a bunch of standing around and nothing. But one of my friends said this, and I think it's so true. He said that with apps, it made him feel very close to people far away and far away to people close. And so to answer your question, I think people don't go out as much and they're less spontaneous to do things because they have this little device in front of them that makes them feel like they're there. or is overstimulating them in a million different ways.
I also feel like for me in the past, there was an element of, I don't really need to do this because tomorrow I can do it, or the next day I can do it. You have all these options, and it almost paralyzed me into making a decision or even wanting to make a decision because I just know, well, tomorrow I can go and, have this experience if I want to have this experience.
If you want to meet someone, you want to meet the love of your life, or you want to have new business opportunities, you're not going to get any of those. No breakthroughs will come from doing the same thing.
No.
If you're going gym, home, sleep, gym, home, sleep, go to different, go to art shows, go to a museum, go to the mall. You can't go to the same exact places all the time.
No.
Try something new. If you want to meet a really good girl, start doing pottery.
I'm chilling. You go enjoy that pottery.
Welcome to Pottery with J&J. Okay, so I was thinking about our 5-star list. I actually have one that I had the other day, and I can't get it off my mind. So what is your 5-star review? What are you giving 5 stars this week?
My 5 stars for this week would be the Wales Bonner Adidas collab.
Who's Wales Bonner?
She's I don't know if she's from the UK, but she's a designer from overseas. She designs some of the most incredible clothing, and she did a collab with Adidas, knitted tracksuits, and the shoes are very well detailed. And I'm just I went to Adidas yesterday.
So that's your 5-star, the Adidas.
Yeah.
And what are the shoes? What color combos do they have?
I got these leopard print ones.
Leopard print?
Yeah.
The base color is leopard print?
Yeah. She's she's a very unique, eccentric designer. And then I got these black little pony hair ones. I was looking forward to this for the whole month. I've been I had it on my calendar.
So this could be your 5-star of the month.
Yeah, I had reminders. I woke up 7, and then because I got the times mixed up because of the release date on East Coast time. They had a countdown for this, and as soon as it went all the way down, I was in, got everything in my cart, and I was out. It was smooth. So,
I love that.
Yeah. What's your 5 stars?
My 5-star for the week is actually thanks to you, because you're the person that took me there. I cannot stop thinking about that Maru. It's the cold brew with the sweet cream on top.
The cream top.
Oh my God.
It's good.
5 stars. Go to Maru. Get the cream top. What is it, cardamom or cinnamon that they put on top of the sweet cream?
I don't know. It's addicting.
It's a dessert coffee, and it's unreal. That's 100% my 5-star. And now one of my favorite parts. What is the song of the week that's going to go into the playlist? Song of the week. What is it?
Song of the week is by an artist named Q. He's a new artist, has a very Prince-like artist energy, I guess. And the song is called Changes by Q. And I've been jamming it 4 or 5 times a day. I'm obsessed with it. It's a dope song.
Sounds great. How old is he?
I'm sure this kid's young, probably in his 20s. He's a new artist.
I'm excited to listen to that one.
And what movie are we watching this week?
The movie of the week is one we saw together. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's absolutely incredible. The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti.
So good.
It's 70s?
70s inspired.
70s. The coloring looks like it's from the 70s.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Some of the best humor I've seen in a
It's a period piece, right?
Yeah, it's a period piece. It takes place in the 70s. Yeah. It's about the students at a private school that are left, they don't go home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So they're left behind, and they're the holdovers. Paul Giamatti is hilarious.
Kills it.
The writing was articulate and creative and intelligent, but so funny. And also kind of I don't know, adult humor.
It's adult
humor. Right?
It's
adult
a little
humor.
dry. It's a little bit dark comedy. Probably some of the most interesting, unique dialogue I've heard in years. But it's the same director as Sideways, which is one of my cult classic favorites.
And Nebraska.
He did Nebraska. And they team back up for this, and it's one of the best movies
It is. We were laughing a lot. We were actually the people in the theater. I remember multiple times.
We were laughing so loud in that movie theater that people were looking at us.
It was so good.
Who are these
that
jackasses?
My favorite line is also known as Icarus. When he said that, you lost it.
Bro.
That's my movie of the week. It's absolutely incredible. All right, our guest today, we are extremely excited to have her on. She is a extremely busy person, so we're very lucky and grateful to have her here. She's a model, she's an actress, and she has a really popular food blog called Elsie Eats. She was born in London town and then came across the pond to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, and she's tackling New York City by the day, eating at some of the most interesting places. She's funny, she's smart and charismatic, sometimes punctual. Elsie Hewitt.
full disclosure, I have like no idea what I'm walking into right now or like what we're even going to be talking about. But
That's the whole point.
I kind of like that sometimes. Like my favorite thing, if I'm going to the movies or if I'm going to like watch a movie, I want to know nothing about it. Like I don't even want to know the plot line. I don't want to know anything.
No trailer.
No trailer.
They do.
No, like I won't even read like sometimes I'll read the description or whatever, but like I'll just go off of recommendations or what looks like, I don't know.
What's the last movie you've seen?
Oh, Saltburn.
Saltburn.
Oh yeah, what did you think of that? That's the one with
Who's in that?
the guy playing
It's-
Elvis.
Yeah, it's Jacob Elordi, and then oh my gosh,
Barry
I forget
Hogan.
and it was directed by Emerald Fennell, which I think is one of the best names I've
don't know who
ever
that
heard
is.
in my life. And she has a lot of really cool stuff. And I met her, and she was like so
Really?
nice. Yeah, she's British. She was just like so cool.
So
like,
he had no
so-
idea that you had an accent.
I had no idea.
I mean, it's like half gone. It's a weird little accent.
you think
No,
like
it's still
you're getting
there.
Americanized every single year? It's like,
I mean, I think it's just like it is what it is at this point. But when I go back to England, it comes out way more.
yeah.
Or
What about like your mom and
fully-
your sister? Do they have thick accents?
Well, I have two sisters, and they both have. We all have like half accents. It's weird. It's like half English, half American. My parents both have like full accents, but because I moved to LA when I was 10, so it's like I held on to a little bit of it. But then as I grew up, it kind of became more American.
Why did you guys move here?
Dad's work stuff. We just like all moved as a family.
Interesting.
Are you not like that when you go to Denver, back to Colorado? When I go to Florida, my whole lingo changes.
When I moved to California, people thought I had an accent, but I don't hear it.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. Is like accents are one thing, but like lingo is a whole nother thing, or like mannerisms. Like I feel like I'm very malleable and like adaptable. And if I feel really like connected to someone, I start like picking up on their like lingo or like the way that they talk.
So what's like a lingo that you've picked up since you moved to New York? Because they totally have different lingos.
I just do this thing sometimes. Do you remember when like on fleek was a thing?
Yeah.
And like we got past that as a society, and I'm just really glad that we like aren't doing
I'm
that
catching Judah
anymore.
up on certain words.
Yeah.
right now
Like
and then.
people used to
Say
say
less.
like
Say
on
less.
fleek, like eyebrows on fleek, or
Oh, I
like this
remember
on
it.
fleek, right? Like what a horrible thing to have said. Like what
Yeah.
a terrible thing that we all went through.
So for you, like what feels like home? Does London feel like home? Or does LA feel like home?
Honestly, like everywhere and nowhere. I would say New York is home. Like that's where I live. That's where I'm based out of. But then sometimes when I'm coming back to LA, I feel like I'm coming home. But then when I go back to London, I also feel like I'm going home. But like if I'm talking about home in a sense of like where I live and where like my life is,
Where you're rooted at right now.
I'm rooted in New York. Yeah. But I think I've probably shifted my relationship to the concept of home.
Home is a feeling, I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
It's like,
Like
and I
Colorado
think
doesn't
it's
feel
like,
like
the
home.
people, the people that are there.
Like it's like, where's your people? Where's your
Home is
community?
where the heart is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? And I have a very like complicated family dynamic. So for me, because I think it's like when you think about like going home, when you're at school or you're like traveling or whatever, and you come home a lot of the time, that's like to your family. But I don't have that dynamic in my family.
Yeah.
So I really do think it's like my like wherever I'm coming to like my chosen family.
That makes it like when I lived in New York for 3 years when I was in acting school, it never really felt like home. But I do feel like I have to get out of LA. It gets so hard being in LA with you're chasing this career, you're doing this,
Yeah.
LA is
LA can be
so
daunting.
hard.
Yeah.
It is.
It's so hard because I lived here for 14 years, and then I moved to New York 2 years ago. I hit a wall with it, and I felt like so isolated, and I was just like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I had a good sense of community or like structure, and I kind of wanted to start fresh somewhere else. And I always knew that I wanted to live in New York. LA is a really hard place to live. Like New York, literally I wake up in the morning, I make my bed, and I get outside. That's like my routine. I like get outside and I go on a walk.
You go walking.
And that's
Yeah,
how
and
I
you see
start
people
my
you
day.
know when you're walking.
Every single. Sometimes, yeah, like I have my little coffee shop homies. I go grab a coffee. I say hi to my friend Diamond. Shout out Diamond. I love her.
You're a real one for knowing the barista's name. I love that.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
her.
I
She's
love
a
that.
Sagittarius.
See, that's what's up.
She's
Shout
so
out Gabe,
cute.
Blue Bottle.
I mean, coffee shops are communities. Like,
They are.
you know,
Oh my gosh,
like, it's like, I
100%.
love coffee shops.
Why is LA? Why do you?
Well,
'cause-
you said
'cause
you said
hit a
you're
wall
all
it's
here.
bad. You were like, Judah. I was like, I don't know if I want to come back.
Oh my
I
God,
don't know
my
if I wanna come
mental
back.
health like really suffers when I'm in LA.
What do you think that comes from? Is that for me, it's like comparison of with acting and writing and just, everything. What is it for you?
Okay, so I've been here since I was here since 10. So like all of my developmental years were here. So sometimes when I'm like, when you like associate certain places with certain feelings and memories, like I'll drive around and be like, oh my God, like that happened there and this happened here and whatever. And some of it can be very nostalgic, but a lot of it can be very triggering. And
like, oh, something bad happened in this spot. And you have to drive by it. Or...
I mean, like, I can handle it. Like, that would be so messy if I was just like, I can't even drive past that. Like, but it's this like emotional underlying like subconscious just like feeling of like so much happened.
Did your career
here.
start here?
Yeah.
So modeling.
Yeah, I started modeling when I was like 17-ish, I would say. But that's another thing too, is like I didn't graduate high school. So I was in high school and then I finished early, I guess. I got like a
GED.
Like not even. It was like a CHESP. It's like a certificate of proficiency.
You're too good for us. Go ahead.
No, but I wasn't even modeling at the time. I just wasn't going to school. I was not going to. I couldn't bring myself.
In Colorado,
to
we call that a dropout.
Well,
She got the good enough degree.
Basically
Good enough.
what it was, but it was important to me that I had some kind of a thing that was like I wasn't going to be a dropout, but I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I hate this, and I was having a really hard time at school. Like, I didn't have friends. It was just like not a good system, and I was going through a lot, like just personally. College didn't feel like an option. And then I started modeling.
At 17, modeling.
Yeah. So how did you even get into that world? Was someone just like, oh, you're really pretty, we want to shoot you, and then
that is
companies reached out?
Nice of you to think that that's what happened.
Well, I have no idea. I didn't,
No.
How does it go?
It was like, okay, so I'm like...
I'm going to pursue this thing.
No. It was like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. And I am basically homeless. And I don't have any like...
Wait, why were you homeless?
Family stuff. I still need to work through a lot of it in therapy because it's like really fucked up. So basically I was like, okay, I'm tall. I was like quite tall for my age. And I always knew I wanted to act. Like, it didn't really like occur to me that I like could try to pursue that.
Yeah.
But so I was like, okay, I'm tall. Like, I'll try to like get signed by a modeling agency.
Yeah.
So I went to a couple and then I got signed.
By who?
Next.
By Next? Okay.
Yeah, and I was like on the New Faces board or whatever.
Isn't like a fairly big deal.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
but you know what's so crazy?
I mean, getting signed, I think, is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
honestly.
so for me, I was like, I'm the kind of person, like, I don't know what it is, but I have never, like, to me, I would never, and I need to work on this and I'm getting better about it, but like, I've never like celebrated a victory like that. Like in my mind, it was like, I'm a fucking loser because it's not IMG. Which is such a twisted way of thinking.
So you
but
have like
it's
a hard
also
time giving yourself little victories.
100%. I'm always wanting like the next best thing, which I think is a blessing and a curse. I've always been a very like driven, ambitious person who wants to be the best. But then I have a really hard time like being present where I am and being like, okay, like this is okay. Like I'm doing okay.
So you like have a hard time seeing those little baby steps towards like the greater goal. Is like,
yeah,
you see the goal rather than like these little things that are getting.
But comparison is like the thief of joy. So like
100%.
You get something and then you're looking at something else and you can't even really, acknowledge or have that, live in that space where you're excited about what you have.
Yeah. 100%. But I've always been like that. I think living in like survival mode for my whole entire life, I've seen success as like honestly associating a lot of it with making money so that I can never have to worry or be dependent on anybody else. I associate success with like career stuff and like status and all of these things. But then it's like, I want to reframe it as the things that make you happy. It's the things that like feed you and fulfill you and the people that you have in your life.
You said something interesting. I feel like modeling and acting was based out of necessity and survival for you.
Well, modeling was.
Right, modeling.
For sure.
Acting you knew you wanted to do.
Yeah.
But modeling was like, this is a way out. This is a way for me to get my glow up or start that journey and put those building blocks together.
Yeah, I always looked at it as like, this isn't like a long-term thing. This is going to be a stepping stone for me. So many like awful things that happened. Like the modeling industry is so messed
I think
up.
most people don't understand. If you look under the hood of what being a model is like day to day, week to week, like I don't think a lot of people have any insight into it. And I would love to hear from you because I feel like modeling is isolation. Did you not feel like isolated a lot modeling?
I definitely did. Yeah. I mean, I think it's like externally, what sounds better than what people think it is, which is like the idea of standing in front of a camera and getting paid to do glamorous things and walk and like be sexy and be cute and like pose and wear cute clothes and like get paid to literally just like look good. But what everybody's seeing is the final product, but what actually goes on and like all of the stuff behind it is so twisted, and it like really fucked me up, and it fucked up like nearly every single woman I've spoken to about every single model I've spoken to about their experience with modeling has said the same kinds of things. And you have to develop such a thick skin. And I will say, one of the things that I like, it used to like bug me if I didn't book something, because it's literally like 99% based on like what you look like, right? So you're literally walking into a room and being told whether you are pretty enough for something or someone. It's painful and it's a lot of rejection. I sort of was very quickly able to learn how to let that just roll off me. But once I got more into acting, it's a different type of rejection, because you're really pouring your heart and soul into like your interpretation of somebody else's work and the way that it connects to you and the way that you connect to it. And so that rejection is definitely different. And I've also learned to just like let that sort of roll off me, because like things will be what they will be and what's meant to be will be. But like with modeling, for sure, the pressure to look a certain way, and even if it feels like we've grown into a time where there's a lot more like body acceptance and all of that, like there's this sort of new wave of like this body inclusivity, but I don't think it's authentic. I think it's like
totally
coming
forced
from a place of like brands wanting to avoid getting shit on for not booking girls of all shapes and sizes.
100%.
Or then I've also heard about like plus size models. If they feel like they want to get in better shape or lose weight, they aren't allowed to do that because their bread and butter is being a plus size model.
That's crazy. Imagine being a plus size model. That's where you make all your money. And if you just want to lose some weight,
feel a little bit
better, healthier,
like, and so no matter what, it's like if your livelihood is based upon like what you look like.
Okay, so if you could tell your like 17-year-old self this about modeling, what would you tell yourself? Don't do it, or strap in, or what?
Lace up them boots.
Damn, that's a good question. Oh my God, there's probably so much I would say, because like I wish I could like talk to her. I wish I could talk to like 17-year-old Elsie, who was just so confused. I think there was a lot of stuff that I did with modeling that I didn't really think about. Like I didn't feel like I even had the luxury of thinking about, do I actually want to do this? Or does this really align with who I am? Does this make me feel good? I didn't even have enough of like my own personal identity to figure out if certain things were aligning with my values or who I was or what I wanted to represent. It was sort of like I was being told I had to do certain things, and I was kind of just like, okay. And it was like,
it's culture based. You get put into this culture of modeling, and you start making decisions maybe that you're just not even having enough time to think through for yourself.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it, and I was just sort of like, I don't know, but I think I was kind of knew in my gut that it wasn't like for me. I don't really know, but I think if there was one thing I could tell her, it would just be like, just fucking like care less and have a little bit more fun. Like have fun with it. Like stop caring so much about like what you look like and what everybody thinks of you. And you know, if you are like good enough, like what is good enough? Like decide that you're good enough, and you are. And I think that I left it up to too many other people to tell me whether I was good enough instead of just deciding for myself that I was. And it took me such a long time to get to a place where I could just decide like, that I'm good enough to do whatever I want to do and I can do whatever I want to do. It took me so long to get there. That's another thing. It like destroyed my relationship to food because I've always been obsessed with food. I've always loved food, and modeling is like the complete like opposite of that. And so I would feel this immense amount of guilt if I indulged or if I ate the foods that I wanted to eat. And I was so tiny.
When did that the relationship, because you said you love food forever, when did your relationship with food become guilt? When you started modeling?
When I started modeling, because when I was 17 and I first got signed, they were like, oh, so like we'll sign you, but you need to lose like an inch at your bust and like an inch at your waist and like 2 inches at your hips. So just like don't eat this, don't eat that. And it was done in such a toxic way. And I was just like,
and it's like condescending. They're not saying it like
they're not doing it in like a healthy way at all. They're just like, just don't eat this and like drink some green juice. Yeah, because and they want and that I did it. But literally I had never been a person who was like, I was never like conscious of my body in that way. And the second that they told me that, I became so hyper aware all the time of what I look like, my weight and my body and like the shape of it and like the measurements of it and all of that. Like nobody should be that aware of what they look like. But so that's when it started.
At what point was it like, I know I love food. I love food enough to turn it into Elsie Eats? Because you basically did like the polar opposite of
modeling. I hit a wall. I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. Like, I want to like try to heal my relationship with food. And I'm so sick of feeling guilty every time I want to like enjoy a meal. And it's also making me like binge eat and then like starve myself and like do all of these weird things instead of just like listening to my body. So I want to try and like recenter myself and heal my relationship to food. And I like dropped all of my agencies. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make any money. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm so done with this. And I was like, I'm starting Elsie Eats. And it's basically just like, I'm just going to document my sort of food adventures and like learning as much as I can about food and like embracing food as like a really big part of what makes me who I am, because I love food. But by the way, that's not to say that I don't still struggle with it, because I don't think that stuff ever goes away. The whole like body dysmorphia thing is very real. It's not just this thing that you can like fix and that it goes away.
What about for like girls who can relate to you? I'm sure there's so many. Like, what advice would you give them to lead towards a more healthier, relationship with food?
Truly, it's really just as simple as like create balance and structure to where you can shift feelings of guilt around food to feelings of just like listen to your body, like just listen to it. And it's something that I'm having to like, I've learned it and then I've unlearned it and then I've relearned it again. And, different factors will affect my ability to listen to my body. Like if I'm going through a tough mental if I'm like struggling with my mental health, like, because it's a control thing. So much of food and relationship to food, I think, is a control thing. But like, if you can, like, you need to eat. We need to eat. And if you don't eat, you're like, you're going to fuck with your head even more. And then you're going to like binge. It's just like, you're going to binge eat. You're going to do this and that, whatever. Like if you can create structure, eat when you're hungry. And if you allow yourself that, you will be able to stop eating once you are full, and your body will just like regulate itself. And it's like, we all think about what we're putting into our bodies way too much, as opposed to just listening. Like your body will tell you what it needs.
Was that just coming with knowing yourself better? Because I feel like you made such an empowering decision. You hit a wall.
Like you went for the polar opposite.
And then you just shut it all down. You're like, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
Did you just wake up one day and you're like, you know what? I'm fucking done with modeling. I'm going to just...
I don't know what it was. I actually know. I remember exactly what it was because I have a video of it. I remember I was sitting in my little apartment in LA. I had just started dating this guy. Part of our like love language was food. Like our whole thing was
love
like,
language, food.
It's such a thing.
I've been told it's not a love language. And I'm like, no, like literally
100% it is.
And just because you've done it with an ex or somebody else doesn't mean it's not your love language. I'm like,
Dude,
no,
there's
this is
nothing
how
more
I
romantic
Oh,
than
this is
cooking
how I
for someone.
There
communicate.
is literally nothing that I love more than like if I like someone or I'm dating someone, I want to go get like a really, really, really good meal or like cook a really good meal or like enjoy a beautiful meal together. That's like everything to me. And our relationship was very heavily revolved around like cooking together. Like he would cook for me all the time and this and that. And I would feel so much guilt. And I'm like, I'm so lucky that I have this person.
Well, you felt
that,
guilt for eating the meals that you felt bad eating the meals you guys cooked together?
Yeah. Or like when we would go out to dinner or whatever, like I was feeling so much guilt, but I was also simultaneously being told like it's so cool because I've always like I'm really into food and like I have good taste in food and like I know what's good with restaurants and whatever. So I'm simultaneously being told like, oh, you have to like look a certain way, but then it's also like you really know what's good with food stuff. And so I was feeling really guilty and I was like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I just want to enjoy the stuff. I think I had this one night where I was just like fully existential crisis mode where I was like, what am I doing? I'm living so two-dimensionally. I'm like, I get paid to go and fit into a mold of what somebody else wants me to be every single day or like whenever I book a job. And like sometimes I'll go months without working. Like it's so inconsistent. I want to like create. I want to like, I don't know.
Do what you love and make it a career.
Yeah. And now it's funny because it's kind of like, okay, I want to like, I don't want to like get paid to not eat. I want to find a way to get paid to eat food.
So I don't want to get paid to not eat. I want to get paid to eat.
That's the best job in the world. Just
That
get
is-
paid to eat
that is
food.
so-
Like, how does it
What
get
else is
better?
And by the
Let's
way,
quote
like I
Elsie on
literally
that.
did that. Like I literally did that. And now I like
You spoke it into existence.
Yo, that is such a great
Yeah.
quote. I want to get paid to eat, not
wanna get
paid to not
paid
eat.
to eat.
yeah.
That's-
I don't want to get paid
that's
to
so
not
good.
eat anymore. I want to get paid to eat.
Wait, can you help me understand this? Because I swear I'm gonna go broke just from Erewhon alone. Like my Erewhon bills
I
are
spent
out of control.
$65 at Erewhon yesterday on one hot plate. The hot plate.
Oh, yeah.
A little mini like side thing of a kale salad for like later. And a chocolate bar.
I'm pretty sure.
$65. That's like groceries for the
Oh,
fucking
that's a
week
whole thing,
somewhere
yeah.
else. That's
ridiculous.
wild.
My sister went through one of my like, Bank of America sends you like your statements.
Oh my, she probably
Mine-
she
no.
probably got so pissed.
Mine
She's
are
like,
so bad.
she's like, Jeremiah, you need to save more money. So she like, unbeknownst to me, went through my statement. She was like, how are you spending thousands of dollars a month at Erewhon? I'm like, Callie, it's
You're
a
like
problem. I'm addicted
You're like
to it.
Because
breakfast,
it's
lunch,
Erewhon.
dinner.
It's Erewhon. But,
Erewhon slap.
but I love it. And people hate on it. Oh, the Haley Bieber smoothie. It's just, I can't explain like
They
the
have
feeling
the
I
best
get.
hot bar.
I don't know what it
Best
is.
hot bar goes
The
forever.
mac and cheese, the Brussels sprouts. But you know what I will
I had the
say?
sushi before we shot this.
Sometimes really good sushi.
They're phenomenal.
Like really fucking
Oh, you
good
were
sushi.
crushing that sushi.
I was
today.
crushing that
But I don't
yellowtail
know, like
avocado.
sometimes it like they need to be a little bit more consistent because sometimes the salmon will be like a little bit like overcooked
It
or
gets a
like the
little overcooked.
carrots will be like a little bit hard. Yesterday
You're like, yo, this carrot is $40. Cook it right.
yeah, yesterday I went to Erewhon and I got my little hot plate and I was so hungry and I ate it. Like literally we got in the car and I was like eating in the car and I was like, I'm so grateful right now because everything is just like hitting.
I love that.
Like the
What'd you
salmon
get?
was like
You got the salmon?
perfectly cooked. The carrots was so soft. And then I got that like white bean or like the bean and like tomato salad.
Salad,
and then
yeah,
I
that
got
was
like
crazy.
the
Wait,
kale
would you
white
call
bean
it- you call it
avocado salad.
tomato?
Tomato.
Tomato. Is that
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
one of my
London
very
thing?
English things.
Tuesdays, the chicken taquitos there never miss.
The fact that you know that it's a
Yes.
Tuesday is
It's
because
Tuesday.
it's
Yeah.
like
Taco
Taquito Tuesday.
Yo, their
Wait,
chicken
is it?
taquitos
No, it's
don't
Wednesday
miss.
today, huh? But to answer your question, I don't know how to tell you to stop spending money eating out because it's really all I do.
I thought you were gonna throw me with some,
No, my whole
advice.
thing is
Like,
literally
Jeremiah,
Elsie eats. All I do is fucking eat.
do
But
you pay for your meals? Or you
I
just
pay-
like face
yeah,
card? Like
yeah.
you just be
Well,
No,
like,
your
well,
I
like
pay.
with
I
Elsie
pay
eats.
for. I pay for a lot of. I pay for like most of my meals. But there are
Really?
a
They don't
lot
get
of times,
comps? Like they don't reach out?
No,
like,
no. There's a lot of times that, like, if I wanted to eat if I wanted to go to a different restaurant every night and get a free meal, I could.
That's fire.
That sounds
That's
so
crazy.
That's not bad.
conceited and
No, it's
so
not. That's
bad.
no.
It
No,
doesn't.
it sounds
You're
bad,
blessed.
but it's
Yeah,
like
that's not bad at all.
But it's like I'm lucky. Well, also we live in a world where like you can literally just message anyone. So like I get a lot of messages from like really cool restaurants that are like, oh, we would love to have you like come in and try this and try that and whatever. But
Meanwhile,
for
me and Judah
me-
just trying to get a reservation.
Yeah. I need my boss, Judah McFadden, to make.
I'm just like I wanna eat where I wanna eat.
Wait, Judah, tell Elsie.
No, because this is gonna now people are gonna see this and my whole scheme gone.
No, what is it? We
Tell
can cut
her
it out.
what
We
you
can
do.
cut it
Tell her
out.
how you get reservations.
Okay,
It's
so
the
I
best.
have
It's the
I have a fairly decent. If you Google Judah McFadden, I got a
undefeated.
pretty stellar Google page.
And IMDb.
Tons of my IMDb website. All my Google page is nutty. So basically, I'll call a restaurant. I'll be like, "Hi, I'd like to make a reservation for my boss, Judah McFadden." And I hear 1 second. I hear. And then I'm like, sure, what time? And I'm like, great, it'll be for 3 people in 2 hours.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Yeah, that's
so our
wild.
buddy Brock will call me like, hey, I need your boss to make a reservation for us. So it's
we all call
works.
Judah, be like, yo, tell your boss to make us a reservation
There,
tonight at
honestly,
Funke,
there are
please.
some
Our boy
crazy
Matt
things you can do like
got
that.
us a Funke reservation day of.
Yeah.
It was not. And have you been to Funke?
No.
It's good.
Have you heard of Funke?
Yeah.
It's good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good.
Really good
What
Italian.
is the restaurant group?
It's Evan Funke, so he's got
Oh, yeah,
Mother
yeah.
Wolf and Felix.
Felix.
Felix is
good.
so good.
Felix I've had. Mother Wolf I haven't had yet.
I haven't had
And I
Mother Wolf
haven't had
either.
that either.
But Funke was really good.
But yeah, I'm definitely a fan of him.
Oh, he's great. Felix is fantastic.
Yeah.
You couldn't get in there forever when they opened
Imagine
up.
like being in communication with restaurants and just being able to eat for free any night you wanted to, if you wanted to. That's dope. Like,
Yeah, but it's also dangerous
For
because
sure.
I literally will like finish the week and be like, oh my God, I have all of, okay, so like I'll have my little Sunday.
I'd be
like
400 pounds, by the way.
it's so bad.
Me and him every Sunday. This last Sunday, because
It got gross. It got really
we went
gross.
Courage Bagel.
You know, I've still never had Courage Bagel.
Yo.
That's like illegal. That's fucked up that I haven't had that. I know.
You want to talk about like eating like Sunday, setting yourself up for the week? We go Courage Bagel, Burgers Never Say Die, Wally's for wine, and then we hit Honor Bar for a chicken sandwich. That was our day.
It was a
Think
rough-
about our
Did
day.
you guys actually do that?
Bagel,
Yeah.
all of
See,
them. We went
here's
through
the
all
issue.
of them.
When I first embraced the Elsie Eats life, that was my day every day.
Okay, so what's like go to New York?
I
'Cause he has his
love
opinions, too.
Fort Charles.
Burger,
Honestly, the best burger I've ever. That's my favorite burger in the world.
incredible.
And that's a huge statement.
Yeah.
Real quick, because burgers are very nuanced, because you have bar, restaurant burgers like Fort Charles, and you got
Yeah.
like smash burgers, Burgers Never Say Die.
Yeah, there's like different. You have like the fast food burger. You have whatever. You have like you have like your Minetta Tavern type thick, but Fort Charles.
I do not like those
Pound for
thick
pound,
ones.
Fort Charles, you're like, doesn't
I
even-
don't know what
Yo.
it is.
Unreal.
I haven't had it.
It is
And you know what?
delicious.
Every single time I eat it, and then I'm like, I dream about it, and I think about it all the time. And then a little bit of time goes by, and I'm like, maybe I was just like hyping it up a little too much. Like maybe it's not as good as I remember. And then I go back, I'm like, it's even better than I remember. Like it's so.
So wait, what's like
good.
your favorite cuisine? Like, what, regardless of what city you're in, what's like your go-to? Love it. Sushi,
cuisine?
Italian,
It has to be Italian.
more than sushi, more than.
Yeah.
So we talking like Emilio's, we talking...
Love Emilio's.
Is it that
Love-
good? Is Emilio's
It's good.
all the hype?
Vibes
It's
are high.
good.
Is
It's
it okay? Vibes or food though? Those are different.
No, not like I think it's like really good food. It's not like I don't.
Is it like Felix
Wait, I don't
good?
want to talk shit because I'm like homies with Emilio. This has to get cut out.
Cut it. Just look at the
because
camera and
I
say,
want to
"I
always
love
make
it."
sure that I can always get in if I need to get in.
We're not cutting this.
So
We
like
can't
no,
cut
no,
this.
we
This is
have
good.
to. No, so like there's the back room, and I always want to make sure that I can like access the back room.
Okay, that's how he is with John and Vinny's.
I fuck with John and
there's no
Vinny's.
back room.
Yo, John and Vinny's.
Vinny's.
This also has to get
Got
cut
that
out.
little private room.
John and Vinny's got a little bit mid.
What do you mean?
They did.
What
Over
do you
the
mean?
last
Oh
few
yeah.
years.
John and Vinny's
Or like
gotten
the
mid.
last couple
Yeah,
years.
there's no private room, it's a
John
back
and
room.
Vinny's,
Oh, yeah.
like 5 years ago, was everything.
I agree with you.
And now when I eat the spicy fusilli,
it's
I'm
got a
like, it's
little
missing
mid.
something. Something's off.
Expanded too fast. We just talked about that.
Expand
He
it.
asked-
Yeah, they
When,
get
when
big
places
too quick.
expand,
He's like, you want to
they
go John and
lose their
Vinny's? And I was like,
consistency.
man, not really, bro. It's got a little mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm such a fan of them.
Me too. Me too.
Like, and I love like them and like all the work they do. And when they did like Petit Trois with Ludo and like,
I love Petit Trois.
got
no, but you know
animals.
what
So good.
else? Petit
Son of a
Trois.
gun?
No, Petit Trois became fucking mid. And I have been a ride or die petite trois bitch my whole life, or
Have you been-
ever
have
since
you-
I
have
first
you been
tried
to
it, because
Trois
that
Mac?
was always my favorite burger. Yeah, but it's gone now. It doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Shows you how much
Over
I love
time,
it.
like,
Yeah,
I
it's
used to love
gone.
Trois Mac.
how do you keep that
Trois Mac is
consistency,
gone.
man?
I
tough.
don't know, but
It's tough
like
to keep that like high level, that bar that John and Vinny set, man. It was just
I know it was a really
came
high
in and
bar.
just
They
fucked up all of LA.
slayed. Oh
Okay,
my
hold on.
god!
So
It
you-
was, and the
now you
branding
live
too,
in
the
New York.
The
marketing.
best.
Everyone was obsessed
The
with
best.
it. But like Petit Trois was always my like. If you had asked me what my favorite burger was, and I hadn't had Fort Charles, if you had asked me this like a couple years ago, I would be like the fucking Big Mac at Petit Trois, no doubt.
Really?
But I went like a few months ago, and I was like, oh, this is not it anymore.
Things change. Chefs change. Things
But
rotate.
I love Ludo like as a human. Like he's my homie, and like I hate to say
From what
it.
I've heard.
He's
I know a few
what
people
like in a
that-
bad way or a good way.
No, like just like I mean, any good chef or like any
I mean,
NBA,
he's
NBA
French.
coach that'll yell at you. And,
Oh,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Je peux te gagner, though, like yelling at people.
Yeah, no,
like,
for sure. But he's
nuts.
also like
But you know what
The
else
best,
he's
the
changes?
just the guy. Like
You know what else
he's
changes
great.
is your palate changes. Like it becomes more refined, and you
True,
get more elevated
but it's
experiences.
like I can tell that like when I had the fries this past time, I'm like, these weren't cooked in the duck fat. And last time I ate them, they were cooked in the duck fat.
And
Like,
you
I
think,
can
hold
tell
on, so that's the
difference.
level of foodie you are. You could tell the difference between
Yeah.
like,
That's love.
duck fat
That's
or
dope.
beef. What do they call it? Beef what? They
beef tallow.
Beef tallow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you could tell the difference.
Well, I
Beef
just
tallow's a new
knew.
wave, though. That's a
I
brand
just
new-
knew
Is it?
before that they the reason they tasted so fucking good is because they were cooked in the duck fat, and then I was like, these were like frozen like an hour ago. So
Okay, so this brings me up to a conversation that we were having, talking about frozen an hour ago. There's like that whole thing you're circulating about Cheesecake Factory.
I fucking love cheesecake.
What? Okay, so I was gonna ask you. Like,
I
we
love
were gonna
Cheesecake
ask you
Factory.
this. Would
Everything
you-
is frozen.
If some guy
There's
was
one
like,
thing you
yo, I
love
wanna
in
take you on a
cheesecake
date.
versus a guy asking you.
If some guy was like, yo, Elsie, I want to take you on a date, and you say yes, he's like, cool, I'll see you at Cheesecake Factory on Rodeo
I
on
would
Tuesday.
well, okay.
You'd go?
Well, it depends if he's being serious or not.
No, like
Dead
that's where you're
serious.
meeting him. That Cheesecake Factory.
100% I would go to cheesecake.
You
Are
would?
you kidding me? Yeah, I think that's so funny. I literally think that's so funny. I would go sit at In-N-Out or like sit at like
I agree.
Think about how
Shake Shack
confident
or
the
like-
chef at Cheesecake has to be. That menu is crazy.
What do
like-
you mean how
But
confident?
there is,
What does that
he's
mean, how
not
confident
cooking
you have
the
to be?
food. He's just
Hold on,
defrosting it
Elsie.
and putting it in the
Well,
fucking
Elsie,
microwave.
guess how many items
fair
are
enough.
on their menu. Guess.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like it's hundreds. I know it's hundreds. It's like 700 or
It's
something.
250
Okay,
items.
700.
250 items.
I'm making it seem like there's a
None of that
Michelin
is
star
fresh
chef.
made.
And they are all no, and they're
This
all
guy is confident. He's throwing those. Well,
why
like,
are you giving him so
cheeseburger.
much credit?
I'm giving him so much credit.
Cheeseburger egg rolls. They have cheeseburger
they
egg
don't.
rolls.
Okay,
Oh, they do.
Honestly, sounds delicious.
That does sound
Okay.
kinda fire,
Sounds
bro.
so good. I would love to try.
The chopped cheese
So you
fried,
would say
basically.
yes. You
yeah,
would you'd be totally
100%.
down with it.
Yeah, 100%.
I want to ask you how your New York dating is going.
Dude, dating in New York.
Wait.
Dating.
Is it dating in New York worse than dating in LA?
Okay, I live alone. I do most things alone. I will go days and days realizing that I haven't like hung out with anyone. But I like it that way. I'm very
love
much
that too.
okay. I'm very much like okay on my own.
Jeremiah will not see people for days. Jeremiah is notorious, just so you know, when I lived down the street from him, Jeremy was like, yo, I'll be there in 5 minutes. He's like, I'm on my way, be there in 5. 3 days later, he was like, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. I'm still waiting for you to come over. Where you been? He goes, I've just been at the house. I'm like, what? 3 days? Also,
Like,
I don't even want to
that's
jump in.
some
We'll get
shit
into
that I would
punctuality
do,
a different
but
day. But
I'm on CP time, dog.
what does that mean?
Colored people time. When we say we're on our way, we getting in the shower.
But no, literally,
feel that.
Jeremiah's like 5 out. That means he's just getting in the car.
Yeah.
No, I'll be there in 5. And then if he says,
Yeah, I
if he
get
says
that.
parking, that means he's like 10 minutes away.
I'm 10 minutes out.
And then
Yeah.
when he's like, I'm here,
So he knows
I know
me
he's
so well.
5 minutes
See,
away.
he knows it.
I'm here.
He knows my shit now.
But no, he's good at being alone. I'm also very good at that too. I love my alone time. I like my alone time probably more than I enjoy being around other people.
Well, I just think that I would much rather be alone than be around people that I'm not like super like connected with or like comfy with. I would never be around company in order to not be alone.
Because you can't be alone.
Like I would much rather, and also when it
Does
comes
that
to
come with friendships,
relationships,
too?
right? Yeah, for sure. Like the last relationship I was in was like 2.5 years. We broke up 3 years ago now, and to me,
This is the one
like
that you cooked with a lot?
yeah,
I know, yeah.
you know him.
I know. I'm cool with all of his friends. And I've
Yeah,
been to
you
his house.
hold on.
Really?
Because I
posted,
Oh my God.
I posted a photo at his house and you LOL'd my story.
You did LOL his story.
You LOL'd it. You went LOL. Oh, you know
Okay,
it too.
put me on blast on
No,
your own
no.
fucking podcast, you assholes. I hate you.
No, that's not. No. This is not throwing
Okay,
shade
well, I
by
get
any
like
means.
a little bit salty
Dude,
when like
don't
my friends
even.
go to his house. Whatever. it's only been 3 years.
Yeah, don't even. If any of my friends even talk to my ex,
No,
Why?
I
Yeah,
don't
you
care.
wanna-
It's something that I had to like really get used to after we broke up, and it's okay. Like I love him. It's fine.
okay, so I want to bring that up.
Deep
No, hold on.
breath.
When you say you love him, that it's fine.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I hate when people date somebody and they break up and they're like, "Oh, he's an asshole. He's a
No,
terrible
I love
person."
him. I'll always
and,
love him.
And they'll list like all 4 of their boyfriends. Well, what about the boyfriend before that? Oh, he was a total asshole. It's like, cool. So every person you've dated is a bad person. What does that say about you?
Mm-hmm.
So when you say that you love him, I think that's such a mature answer.
Yeah.
Because even though you're not meant to be with someone, you're meant to go in your own way. And maybe that person, people are in your life for a lifetime, a lesson, or a season.
So what are you in now? You're dating, you seeing, or you're single?
I'm single.
Single life.
Yeah.
Is that like of recent?
Honestly, this is like I don't know. Like, yeah. No, I've been single. I've been single for like 3 years.
But you've
But-
been in some entanglements.
Entanglement.
That's a great word. That's a great word to
Isn't
use.
that like from Jada?
Such a good word.
That is a great word.
That's
That's
such a
a
good word.
Jada Smith invention.
Yeah, that's such a good word.
Entanglements. Yeah, I have, but it's just like timing or like not on the same page, whatever.
What are you attracted to? Like, are there like things that you are attracted to?
I think that's maybe what I need to figure out.
Like, because I'm not going to say who, but like you have a list of you like artists, right?
Like creative.
you creative, like you like creative people. Could you date a guy who like does finance and goes 9 to 5 and wears a suit and
this
like
is what people ask me,
crunches
or they'll
math?
be like, "You should just date like a guy like that," and I'm like, "That I don't know, like how, like what would we like connect upon?"
yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, I get that.
it's actually so simple. Like I just want somebody who is funny, like who makes me laugh, who is kind, and who is just like who like thinks I'm the shit.
Hypes you up.
I'm sure there are a
Not
lot
even
of those
hypes me
guys.
up, but just like shows with their actions that they think that like they just feel that I'm like so awesome.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think you would
That's
want to be
so
with
re-
anyone
Like
who doesn't
I don't
think you're
care.
the
I don't care
most
what
awesome.
I don't care about looks.
Yeah.
I care about like the way somebody carries himself, and I care about like sense of self and like being secure with yourself.
And you care about how they make you feel.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't think like when I say
That's a good answer.
those
Great answer.
when I say those factors, it sounds like it's easy to find, but
It's
it's
not.
not.
No, we're in the city where it's the hardest. Let's be real. And we both know people that like I know they will break up eventually at a certain point.
Right,
for
but it's like,
now,
why are you dragging it on? Like that's the thing
Exactly.
is like I'm not afraid to be alone. I'm not afraid to be alone at all.
A lot of people are here though.
I'm not. So instead of like trying to find somebody to fill a void, I just like left LA. I was like, I'm just gonna not be
bounced.
here anymore. I was like, I'm
Just
just
like
gonna go
deuces, I'm
somewhere
out.
else
That's great
and
though.
be lonely there too.
But would you realize like that's very empowering? Where you're just like, yo, I don't want
Yeah.
this. This doesn't serve me. See ya. Adios.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I think so. But
So do you think you've been happier since you moved, even though
Yeah,
like,
for
you're
sure.
single and alone?
For sure.
Like, I did not. Okay. I did not.
Why'd you put it that
I
way?
didn't. Strike that.
was comedy.
Reverse it.
That was so good.
That's not what I meant at
That
all.
was so good.
That's not totally. That's not what I meant. I totally take it back. That was a regret. I only listen. I retract every statement. That's not what I meant.
No,
but,
yes,
but
I'm
there
happy
you could do
that-
it. Yeah. I feel like I was too when I was single in New York. I loved it.
No, but dating in New York is like so. I don't even know what it is.
There's nothing wrong being like attracted to creative people. You know what I mean? But like,
No, I agree.
but I think it's also hard because like, bro, I loved you to death, but he's so creative. He's an artist, but
You're about to bounce
What?
on
He's
me?
a fucked up person.
What?
no, it's all no.
What's about to follow that? I loved you and everything, but
No, but I feel like creativeness and madness are like brothers. You know, you have to like dive into a certain part of yourself to like get this out of you. And that can be borderline with madness as well. How many creatives go mad?
That's probably the part that I'm most attracted. Like, this is a very generalized statement, and it's not like completely objective, but overall, I think that a lot of the best art comes from pain of some form. And I think that a lot of the people that I like relate to or connect with are the ones that I can meet on a really deep level. And a lot of that involves like trauma, or I don't know. I feel like it's hard to like really connect with people. And a way to do that is to talk about difficult experiences that you've both had or whatever. And art often comes from those things. If you can find a way to turn your pain into art. And
that's a Carrie Fisher quote, Princess Leia.
Really?
She said, take your broken heart and turn it into art.
And
that's such a real thing.
And I feel like that's what I've been doing thus far in my life, maybe not even consciously, but just as a way to like process and overcome. And I think that a lot of the people that I admire are also subconsciously doing the same thing. It's like you're taking the things that you've been through in your life or the things that you struggle with, and you're turning them into a form of storytelling. And I think that that's probably what I connect to is like the ability to take pain and make it into something beautiful or something that speaks to other people.
And that helps other people. Because most people aren't brave enough to, well, I'm sure a lot of girls go through the things that you have gone through, but not a lot of them are brave enough or maybe in a situation to tackle it and then create something. And I think art is like wounded healers. It's people that have been wounded that ended up helping other people. You're doing something that a lot of people deal with, but you've like championed a thing that a lot of girls deal with, which is like, I'm assuming very, very difficult. And then you've not only gotten through that, you've championed it into like, no, not only have I dealt with that and I'm dealing with it, but I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to post about it. I'm going to do all these things. You know,
you created a brand. You created a brand around something that's been demonized in modeling career for the last 7, 8, 9 years. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's such a special thing.
You flipped it on its head.
But I will also sit here and be honest with you about the fact that like I still, like I recognize that my sharing of this newfound outlook that I have on food and my relationship to it can also be perceived in a way that could potentially like promote an unhealthy relationship to food of like eat whatever you want, eat unhealthy, whatever. Like when I'm eating healthy and I'm eating like salads and whatever, or I'm trying to like be healthy throughout the week, I'm not really posting about that. So,
well, that's maybe something you could look into.
Right. And that's something that I consider a lot too, is that I am like proud of this brand that I've built, but I will also be the first person to sit here and admit that I still do struggle with the body image stuff and body dysmorphia and all of that. I don't think that that ever goes away. And that like comes back to like feeling good.
You're a massive foodie. You're also the most disciplined friend I have. Like you love food more than anyone I know, and you will go grub out for 4 hours and get every single thing on a menu, but you're also the dude that won't miss a workout, and you're also the dude that'll fast for like you're regimented and you're very disciplined. And I think that gives you the freedom, same with you, to eat whatever you want.
The discipline allows me.
Do you feel like freedom. Guilty when you eat a lot? Honestly,
if I eat a lot,
yeah, like, or if you're like indulging.
Oh, did you feel guilty after Safi's? You didn't feel guilty.
I feel guilty if it's back to back to back. Like most times it's like once a week. You know, twice a week where I can have those, you know, experiences or I can indulge in that. But if I'm running like back to back to back, like the next 4 days for me, it's like minimal food. Okay. I like punish myself.
See, that's a thing.
Yeah, I punish myself.
And that's really hard. And it's like, and also I think too, like my relationship to like fitness and working out used to be super unhealthy. It would be like, oh, I just ate so badly, so I have to go and like work out and like burn off the calories and this and that. And I think a lot of people see working out that way. But if you can separate the two and just be like, I'm going to go do this thing because it's good for my body and it makes me feel good after, and not do it out of guilt.
Out of guilt.
That, because I think that that's something that is really easy.
I fast out of guilt in some instances.
And
like not all the time.
Do you like work out of guilt?
No, I work out because it feels good for me.
Yeah.
Like I do more working out for me, most of my fasting regimens, because they can be really intense.
So that's another thing, is like fasting is like starving yourself. You have to listen to your body.
And when
Your
when
body is
I get the
telling you-
goal, then I go to Erewhon. I get a little sushi thing. Like I did earlier, but I also don't like being super full.
Right, but then it's like if you listen to your body, then you can
I
stop
get hangry?
eating
Yeah,
once you get
You
full.
get pretty hangry too.
Do I?
Yeah, you do. The other night you got it.
Well, that's the thing is like it's because food like fuels us. Like
So
we need to
what's a
eat.
good? Let's do like a fuck, marry, kill edition for food.
Okay.
Let's say In-N-Out,
Shake Shack,
Shake Shack.
burgers never say die.
Okay.
Whoa.
In-N-Out, Shake Shack, burgers never say.
No, let's keep Shake Shack out.
Are
of
you
it.
gonna say? Are you still partnered with them?
Yeah.
Let's keep Shake Shack out.
Shake
of it.
Shack's out of it. In-N-Out.
No, but
burgers never,
honestly,
have you had
like-
Heavy Handed in Santa Monica?
Honor Bar.
Oh my. Okay, yeah.
No, you can't include on.
Yo, chicken,
Okay.
no, chicken.
Why not?
That's chicken.
Chicken. No, that's still
Cheeseburger's
in there.
fine.
If it has buns and it goes, so chicken sandwich from Honor Bar, In-N-Out, and
No, we can't do
No,
chicken
you
sandwiches
can't.
and
You can't. It has
cheeseburgers,
to be
bro.
all chicken or all burger.
you know why? Because you're marrying that chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Anyone is.
Let's do
But
fuck, marry,
no,
kill
I mean, I would
cheeseburgers.
actually do. Here's the
Cheeseburgers.
thing: if you included Shake Shack, regardless, that I would marry it. Like regardless of if I was partnered with them.
Okay, so let's do it. Shake
Like
Shack.
I fucking love Shake Shack.
Shake Shack, burgers never say die, and In-N-Out. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. Oh, I feel like this is gonna be polarizing, but I'm just gonna say it. Do I get multiple the whole menu?
Yeah.
The whole menu of each, or just like my
No, this is
order?
a very
at
dynamic.
each?
If you get married, you marry the whole menu.
Yeah, you're marrying the whole
Yeah,
thing.
you're-
Okay. Well, I mean, there's so much menu items at Shake Shack, but it's only
True.
like burger items. Okay, I'm marrying Shake Shack.
Okay.
I'm fucking In-N-Out, and I'm killing burgers. Never say die.
Whoa.
I have the same list.
I agree.
Same one. After you gave me that, have
I
you had a
agree.
Flying Dutchman?
Yeah.
With the lettuce
Chop-
wrap?
with the chopped chilies.
Not with the lettuce wrap, but you like it with a lettuce wrap. I like it with the bun.
No, I'm just
No,
telling you.
Flying Dutchman's no bun.
Flying Dutchman is no bun. It's fried onion. It's like they cut the onion in the circles and they grill the onions as the bun.
Oh.
It's called a
It's,
Flying Dutchman.
it's really difficult
Unreal.
to eat, but it's
I think of
delicious.
SpongeBob when I think of the Flying Dutchman.
Okay, Italian edition, New York. Let's say Emilio's Cipriani Carbone.
Are you joking? Cipriani's dying instantly, and I don't even care. I don't even care if the other ones get married or fucked. That place is
Open relationship
so
with the other two.
overrated.
Really?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Huh.
Cipriani's is mad overrated. They have like this
But it's super
one.
popular.
Yeah, because
Popular.
it's like where you go before you go to Socialista. Like,
By the way, I've definitely been outside of Socialista with you. I remember
Are
it
you
vividly.
serious?
I remember it vividly.
Last summer?
It
that
was
is
last
so
summer.
embarrassing
summer.
for me that I was
Yeah.
even stepping foot.
Why is that embarrassing?
Catch me there like next week. No, it's fine.
Listen, we've all been to places we're not happy at.
Okay, fair. You're killing Cipriani.
100%.
Okay.
And I'm marrying Carbone and I'm fucking Emilio's.
For that.
I love Carbone. I don't care what anybody says. The New York Carbone.
New York Carbone's a different
I
energy,
love
vibe,
it.
food. The whole experience is different.
I love it.
Okay,
I
so
think
what's
the
like
food is
your-
amazing. The vibe is everything about it is amazing. I don't care if people think it's overrated. I don't give a fuck. I love it.
Okay, so if we were creating like a food guide for people traveling with New York and LA restaurants, and you're both allowed to pick like two restaurants, New York or LA, what are your like go-to
Like that I would want
spots?
to like send my friends to, or that I'm like, you have to go
Like,
here.
say-
I come here every
Say
time.
eatery
Okay.
is like I'm doing an article, and all of you get to pick two restaurants in New York and LA to send people. What is on your list for the food guide? You get two.
That's so hard.
Okay,
I got mine.
I have two quick ones.
Is Safi's on yours?
Best believe it. Best believe
You
it.
best
Yo,
believe.
I have literally every time I come back here, I'm trying to go to Safi's.
The lobster skewers.
Oh my gosh.
You guys have to send me your list of what to get.
By the way,
there.
my
we got
family-
everything on the menu.
my
we
family-
got every single
I
thing.
My
need
family
to
broke the
go.
record of lobster skewers ordered
no.
at Sappy's. Yes,
Oh
we
no,
did.
they ordered like
But
what,
how-
30?
Well, there's
How did you
there are
even know
six
that
of us.
that was a record to be
Also,
broken?
just hold on, just Elsie, there's like the skewer has like 6 pieces of lobster that are like this big.
Yeah, it's small.
It's
Okay.
like
The
6
the lobster
little
skewers
balls
at
of lobster.
Sappy's, it don't give you a lot.
Best thing ever though.
But
They're
there's
incredible.
like 6 of us, or 6 of me, like me, my brother, my dad. We ordered 2 in the beginning, and my brother eats 2 of them, and he looks at me, and goes, "Bro, let's order 14 of these things." And they're not like $10.
Also, they run out of stuff. I bet you no one else could order them.
We might have taken all the lobster skewers off the menu. I think we got to around 16 lobster skewers, and they come out on these huge rods, and they're just like placing them down. It got out of
You
control.
guys could have gone to war with your skewers.
Yeah.
All the
It's like-
swords.
oh,
mini
yeah.
It's like
swords.
$50 a skewer.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Elsie,
Yes.
they're $50
That's
a skewer.
insane.
We were like
You
$700
guys dropped a
deep
ban.
on
You
skewers.
dropped a ban on lobster.
$10 a piece of lobster.
It got.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, when you try it, I'll group chat us. It's so worth it.
Yeah.
They are incredible.
I'm so excited.
They are so
I have
good.
to go.
So hold on. So back to the list.
New York.
Tour guide list.
Okay.
No, hold on. You can go all New York. You can go all LA. You can 1-in-1 it.
I'm gonna do 2 in both.
Oh, so we're gonna do 8 or 12.
I'm gonna do 2 in New York and 2 in.
Oh, but we
Fine.
can't have the same.
That's tough. Okay.
No, that's good because it's like
Okay.
if there are ones that I want to include, maybe you include those ones. Like,
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna do Laser Wolf,
mm-hmm,
Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food in Brooklyn.
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do
Hoxton.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do Antidote, which is in Williamsburg. It's this like fusion Chinese food. It's out of control. It's so
Okay.
good.
What about LA?
LA, I'm going. Man, this is gonna sound terrible. Not bad, but it's like from the same company. I feel like I should switch it up.
Are you going to Babel?
I was gonna go to Bavel.
You're-
I
Bavel.
love. Is it Bavel or
Bavel.
Bavel? I
Bavel.
love it there.
I was gonna
It's
say
one
like
of my
Bavel
favorites.
Safis, but it's like
That's
makes me
di-
feel
that
so
is-
one
no,
dimensional.
no,
Oh,
that
they
is
are the
fine.
same. Oh, it is the
Same
same
group.
group.
All right,
Same
before
group.
you
group.
steal one of mine, Capo.
Well, why don't you say
100%
Safis and then
Capo.
I can say Bavel?
Okay,
Well, also like you could easily say your favorite Italian. What's your favorite Italian food? Mine's Capo, but yours is
In
in
LA,
LA. Yeah.
Giorgio Baldi.
Boom.
100%.
I'll do-
I'm
Actually,
a
that's
big
probably
Capo
one of
guy.
mine in LA. My ones in
Capo.
LA, I would say if I'm also trying to get a good little range, I'm going to say like Giorgio Baldi and
I'm a huge
maybe
Marvin fan.
Sushi Park.
Sushi Park is so good. The Yomakasa.
Or
I'm gonna go Sushi Gen in downtown LA and Safis. Those are my 2.
Really, those are your 2.
Sushi Gen's crazy. It was
Okay.
so good.
Sushi Jen. Oh, I've heard of that.
It's good.
Okay, I love that.
I'm going Capo and Marvin.
Really?
Those are my LA spots. Capo and Marvin. I love them. I could eat them every day. of
This
the
guy
week.
wants
I've
to go to
never
Marvin
been
every
to
day.
Capo. I don't think I've even been to Marvin either.
Well, you're missing out.
Capo's
I know.
bomb.
Who the fuck
Capo
do I
is
think I am?
Capo is up there with
Capo's bomb.
like Giorgio Baldi. It's like really good.
How do you
like,
spell it?
Capo, like Capo, like a mafia boss, like Capo.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
Well, now I'm thinking about Honor Bar.
Oh, okay, hold on. If you throw
We need
Honor Bar on
Honor
yours,
Bar.
I think we all agree with that.
Okay.
That is 100%.
Okay, so I'm
if
gonna
someone
say
was coming to
I'm gonna
LA, I
say-
would want them to go to
I'll
Honor
say
Bar.
that. I'll say Honor Bar and Georgia
100%.
Bar.
Has anybody told
Here's
you?
the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's a
incredible.
Hillstone restaurant,
It
so
is
you
a
can get
Hillstone.
it in like so
You
many.
can.
Okay,
And
you-
by the way, Hillstone restaurants
That's a good point.
Orlando,
is the
Denver.
most
Consistent.
consistent,
Most consistent.
restaurant. Every
Never
fucking
had a bad-
time you
the one I
go
had
in
in Colorado-
any city and it tastes the same every time.
Never had a
They're
bad
so
meal.
consistent. Never had. It's always the same,
we talk-
and that is so difficult to do because they have it in so many different cities, and they've like there's actually this
mastered.
really crazy.
So what's up, John and Vinny's?
I know it's true.
Why did it dip?
But I learned this really like interesting fact about it because, for example, like Cheesecake Factory or whatever, like once you have a certain amount
Change
of
the
like
name.
different places, you change the name so you don't have to put the calories on the menu.
Yeah, not put calories on the menu.
Wait, say it again.
So Hillstone Group has like Houston's, they have Honor Bar, they have South Beverly Grill, they have
R&D Kitchen.
they have like all these different names of their restaurants, and it's all the same stuff, but they name them different things to avoid having to put the calorie number on the menu because once you have a certain amount of places in like essentially a chain, even though it's like an upscale nice restaurant.
yeah, so Hillstone, Santa Monica, and Honor Bar,
Dude, what do you
same
think
It's
thing.
the
that-
same exact thing, but you don't see the
Hold on,
calories
so wait,
on the
why?
menu.
So
What do you think
like,
that chicken
is that a
sandwich
red
has?
Which
flag?
I was so like I thought that
Your
was so
eyes
cool
right there.
when I found that
That
out.
chicken sandwich, what do you think that calorie count is?
I don't even want to know.
You got
Gotta be
mad at me. I
Literally don't
remember
even wanna
I
know.
text you the photo of the
Yeah,
chicken
because you
sandwich,
got it
and she
with
goes,
no
"There's
bun."
no bun. There's no
because
bun."
what are you doing? The
It was
bun is the
delicious.
best part.
No, you're psycho.
No.
Chicken sandwich with no bun is
Yeah,
crazy,
what are you
bro.
doing? You need the bun.
wait.
That
I've never-
sweet
You are the
Hawaiian
person that
bread.
told me they do lettuce wraps there because you get your burger lettuce wrap every time.
Yes.
and you got a chicken sandwich lettuce wrap one time with me.
That's cap.
No,
That's fucking
I don't even
cap.
know what cap means because that's not part of my lingo.
That's fucking cap. I've never done a chicken sandwich
Yes,
lettuce
you
wrap.
have. Never?
There's something in that fucking sandwich.
You want to know why I know
It's
I
the
haven't done
slaw.
the lettuce wrap
The lean-in.
with the chicken sandwich? Because the chicken sandwich is also breaded. So there's no point in me doing a lettuce wrap because there's already like gluten
Cool.
on the
So
chicken.
you've led me astray, and now I look like an idiot every time. So you know that it's breaded, and you still let me do it.
You were trying to take me down with you. It wasn't happening.
Okay, so we need to do our two New York
What are
reps
your-
now. You guys go first. I need to.
I did my New
need a
Yorks.
moment.
You did in New York's.
Yeah.
Fort
yeah, you
Charles,
did.
stealing it.
No.
You ripped it.
Sorry.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Honestly, a place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I ate there so many times there, is Ruby's in Nolita.
Oh,
Ruby's is, have you eaten there?
But is it the same people who do like Dudley's and like?
Yeah, it's
those are my
so,
homies.
Ruby's is
Never
so,
been.
Him
it
and
is-
Nikki,
it
those are
is
my guys.
So good. If Jeremiah came to New York and you wanted to give him the best dinner, where are you taking
Well,
him?
here's the thing. I'm trying to think of a way to make it so it's like, okay, we only have, like, say we have like 2 days. I want to give you like a spectrum. You know, I don't want to take you to like an Italian place and then like a steakhouse or whatever. That's going to be like too much like meat. I want to like give you 2 very different cuisines.
Okay.
And so one of the first places that came to mind is this place in Queens, in like Flushing, called Joe's Steamed Rice Roll. And they have a version of it in the city, but it's like nowhere near the same, nowhere near as good. Like you have to go to like the OG Joe's Steamed Rice Roll, and it's like insane. You sit at this little counter and it's like, it's so cheap, and like you pour like the chili oils and the little vinegars and whatever. It's so good. It like melts in your mouth. It's actually insane. And it's like a nice little adventure. It's like you make a day out of it. Like it's just far away. Oh,
Have you been to
Rosella.
Chinese? Rosella, where's that?
Rosella Sushi. My friend Maya works there. My friend Jeff is the owner. He started it. He's a fucking legend. It is like some of the best sushi I've ever had in my life.
Where in the city is it?
It has fully 5 stars on Yelp.
Rosella?
5 stars. No one has ever given it a bad rating. It is incredible. It's like a really intimate little sushi bar. They play the best music and they have the coolest people, and they're all making it right in front of you, but you're like talking to them and you're vibing, and they serve the best organic wines. Rosella. So good.
What neighborhood?
East Village.
Okay, so this is the thing we do on the podcast. Jeremiah is like a song or playlist sommelier, if you will.
Yeah. Playlist sommelier.
He makes the best playlists ever. So for your episode, we're going to have a playlist that's the Elsie Eats playlist. And you have to help him, give him like a few recommendations on what your episode's song playlist would have.
What are your go-to songs
What would
right now?
have?
What are you listening
What would
to?
it have on
Give
it?
me 2 or 3 I can add to this playlist.
Because he's going to curate an Elsie playlist.
Honestly, I've been listening to so much nostalgic music that I used to listen to when I was younger.
You're in the feels. You're in the feels.
I've been listening to like Mazzy Star and the Cranberries.
The Cranberries.
Alabama Shakes.
Love Alabama Shakes. So okay, you're getting Mazzy
The
Star,
Shins,
the Shins.
Amy Winehouse, always the Beatles.
You can curate
Elton
a great playlist
John.
from that.
I love Elton.
Father John though.
I only knew like 2 people should just name it all.
Father John Misty.
I told you I didn't grow up listening
Okay,
to
so
the Beatles.
that
gonna help you.
song,
I'm
that
gonna
song,
help
"Real
you.
Love Baby," I like wake up in the morning and I like blast in my kitchen.
I love that. Father John is my favorite artist.
So, "Real Love Baby" by Father John Misty is a song that I'm listening to a lot right now.
If you listen to that, that'll help you pick all the others.
Okay. I've never heard it.
Very good. Father
It's
John's
very
fantastic.
sweet. They're like
Shakes.
positive, happy,
Those
love,
are great songs.
Dope.
morning songs.
I'll do what I can.
So when this airs, you'll be able to look at the playlist. We'll post it on the link with it, so you can listen to your playlist.
That's so sweet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know.
Sorry that we
having
just
you.
spoke for way too long.
Flying. Well,
That's
no,
all
I know
good.
flying from New York was hard, and you had a lot of things going on. But like, thank you so much for making the time to
We appreciate
come
you
and be
very
on.
much. It was a blast.
You were great, and
So
thank you so
fun.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for
so
having
thank you.
me.
I really appreciate it.
Of course.
In good company. It was very good company. So
Oh my god, yeah. In great company. In good company?
yeah, in good company.
In good, not
Yeah.
great.
Thank you guys so much for watching. The only way to watch the full uncut version of this is the link down below for the menu and newsletter. That's where you get all the 5-star review products as well as the full playlist curated by Jeremiah. Thank you guys for watching.